We all know those dancers who seem to just pick up that choreography right away. Maybe you're one of them. If you are, leave a comment below and teach us your ways. For the rest of us, we gotta work at it. If you're looking to learn your choreography faster and remember it longer, you won't wanna miss the tips I have for you today. Let's get to it. Okay, tip number 1, know your learning style. We all learn differently, right? Some of us are visual learners, auditory learners. Some of us learn better by reading and writing something down. So you need to take the approach that works best for you. So I am a visual learner. When I was in high school, I was training with my dance company to go to Disney World, and I had an injury and I wasn't able to learn any of the choreography with my team. I was going to be well enough to dance when we got to Disney World. So I sat in a chair and I watched all the choreography being taught, which actually worked really well for me as a visual learner. But if you're a kinesthetic learner and you learn better by doing, that wouldn't have worked for you to sit in the chair and watch the choreography. You would have had to been doing it with the teacher in order to lock in that choreography into your memory. If you're an auditory learner and the teacher isn't calling out what the names of the steps are, or counting the beats, or saying it in time, or making any audible cues for you to lock into, then that would be hard for you as well. So you want to know what kind of learner you are so you can advocate for yourself in the classroom, or if you're learning online, you can find a teacher on YouTube that really jives with your style of learning. If you don't know what kind of learner you are, there are lots of easy self-tests online, and Google is your friend. And hey, while you're on that self-discovery journey, I'd love to help you assess your tap dance skill level with a quick 5-question quiz. It's free, it won't take you more than a minute, and you'll walk away with clarity on where you're at and a plan to up your game. Check it out at the link below. Okay, tip number 2. I call this one watch, divide, do. So the first, watch and listen to the whole piece being taught to you. So whatever chunk of choreography is being taught to you on that video or in class, observe it from beginning to end. So if you were learning a song, if you're a singer, an instrumentalist, and you had to memorize a song, you would want to make sure you listen to it from beginning to end, right? To hear the rise and the fall, the story of the song even, right? Where it goes, where it takes you. And so to watch the choreography in scope from beginning to end will help you to recognize things right away, like, oh, okay, it gets faster here, or this part repeats 3 times, or it begins the same way it ends. It gives you some context that your brain can lock into right away. And then once you have observed the whole thing in whatever way is easiest for you to observe based on your learning style, then you can break it into sections or phrases or patterns. So using the song example again, you wouldn't want to start learning the second verse, right? You'd want to start by learning the chorus because the chorus repeats. So you found a phrase or a section that repeats, you learn it, which means now you know it already for those future times when it repeats. Then go back and learn verse 1, learn verse 2, those natural breaks and patterns and phrases. So observe the whole thing, find those breaks, and then do it. Tip number 3, mark it, say it. Those are just 2 ways to rehearse it without actually doing. Because let's be honest, you're not always going to have a studio space where you can just do it. So if you don't know what marking it means basically not doing it full out, doing it to a smaller capacity within a more confined space. Teachers often have you mark it to save energy, like we're gonna mark it once and we're gonna do it full out 3 times, something like that. But maybe you are at your desk at work and you can just mark it under your chair. Or maybe you're in that really boring AP history class, super boring, and you're tap dancing under your chair. You're on the train on the way to work. Wherever your life finds you, you can mark it. So that's just another way of getting that repetition in, rehearsing it without doing it. Another way is to say it. So saying it could be with the words of the steps. It could be with the counts. It could be with just a ba 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 da ba da ta. We all know those teachers. We all know those dancers, and we love them. So another way to lock in that choreography, to learn it faster, is to mark it or say it. Okay, tip number 4, here we are. You're gonna challenge yourself.
Not challenging yourself.
Don't watch the teacher. Obviously, you have to watch the teacher so you can figure out the order of steps, but once you feel enough confidence to be like, I know what I'm doing, look away. If you're watching on YouTube, turn the laptop away, or whatever you need to do in order to force yourself to not depend on seeing the teacher to know what comes next. And do that early if you can, early on, after a couple times. Just challenge yourself to do that. Another way to challenge yourself is to do what I call sight dancing. So if you are familiar with sight reading when it comes to music, if you're a singer or an instrumentalist, you'd get a piece of sheet music in front of you, and the goal would be to try to play it cold, right? You've never seen it before. It's not to play it perfectly, that's not the goal. Chances are you won't be able to, but it's just to try to get through as much of it as you can. And by doing that over and over again, you get better at sight reading. So it's the same with sight dancing. So challenge yourself to put on a new video. Don't stop it, don't replay it. Just push through and learn it the best you can, and it's not going to be perfect, and that's okay, because you will get better at sight dancing, which is really just another way of saying learning choreography faster as you keep doing it. My last challenge is to try different teachers and different styles of tap dancing, or really any dancing that you're doing. If you've been with the same teacher for a long time, you know exactly how they teach. It's easy to learn from them because you know exactly how they do it and you know how you learn from them. So when you're thrown into a setting where there's a different teacher, that becomes a lot more challenging. You might not be able to learn that choreography as fast. So if you are a YouTube dancer and you're not in a local studio, even if you are, I'm going to leave some awesome tap teachers, their channels that I love, I learned from, below in the description, so you can make sure you challenge yourself to learn from a variety of teachers. Okay, you still with me? Tip number 5. This is an easy one. Repeat, repeat, repeat. Just drill it, right? Do it over and over again. This is the retention part. You've now learned some skills to learn it faster. Now, how do you remember it? How do you take it from Monday to the next Monday and come back and be able to do it? And there's really no getting around it. You just have to practice. You just have to do it. So maybe you do it right when you wake up and right before you go to bed and under your chair at work, okay? So however it is you can, just find those times where you can repeat, 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 practice, practice, practice. Just drill it and you will get it. It will stick. So there you have it. Which of these do you think will be most helpful for you? Comment below and let me know. And if you have other tips that have helped you, share them, please. And of course, don't forget to like and subscribe. Now go learn some choreography.